Unit number 21, international equity and debt product. So that include these many areas. ADR, see, if you study this particular topic, so we have आपका regulatory environment important, but we have GDR, IDR and ECB in detail आपका, ठीक है. See now, these three things which we have already discussed in our module A, ठीक है. These three things आपका three product. Trade credit also we have discussed earlier also, ठीक है. And rupee denominated bonds आपका, so that is the new things which are generally part of this one. So that's why your A and B are very very important. When once you'll come to the module D now, module D, so your module B learnings is going to help you in that particular case as well. All right guys, chalo. So regulatory environments, when it comes to the, so we have FEMA guidelines, and which is generally governed by the RBI. So foreign investment in India regulated in term of clause B of subclause 3, section 6 and 47 of FEMA 1999. So which is generally deals with this one. FDI, like when it comes to the foreign direct investment, so that investment in instruments like person resident outside India, and unlisted company, it can be any percentage, and आपका if it is a listed company, so this is the requirement, 10% or more of the post issue of paid up equity capital on fully diluted basis of a listed Indian company. In case of FII, that is less than आपका less than 10%, that is the requirements. Investment by a person resident outside India is prohibited in following sectors. So these are the areas where FDI cannot be basically foreigners, they cannot make any sort of FDI investment, like lottery business including government, private lottery, online lotteries, gambling and betting, chit fund companies, nidhi companies, trades, TDRs, trading in transferable development right, it is something related to properties, investment and all. Manufacturing of cigar, cheroots, ciggy rolls and cigarettes, or of tobacco or tobacco substitute. The prohibition is on manufacturing of product mention and foreign investment in other activities relating to the product, including wholesale, cash and carry, retail tradings under this one, activities sectors which are not open for the private sector, like atomic energy and railways and all. Okay, so these are the areas which generally prohibited under the your aapka FDI investment and all. Okay, this is something when it comes to the regulatory environment for foreign portfolio investment. If it comes to the FDI, FPI आपका, less than 10% of post issue of paid up capital on a fully diluted basis, or less than 10% of paid up value of each series of capital instruments of the listed Indian company. FPI is a person registered in accordance with the SEBI Portfolio Investors Regulation 2014 around the FIIs. So earlier one was for the FDI, 10% and above in case of a listed company on fully diluted basis. And one case is one situation that get asked so many times ki, let's say there is a company, there was a private company, not listed company, I mean. So a foreigner who is having 7% stake in that particular company, later on that company get listed. So now the situation is, do that foreign investor need to increase their holding? It is not necessary. So once in FDI, always in FDI. That will be considered through that particular one. Still, if they are having 7% stake in that particular company, that will still consider as aapka FDI in that particular situation. ECB, this we have discussed in detail and we practice a number of questions. Unit 5, Unit 4 of your module A. I hope you guys can easily relate this particular one. So we'll not like these things which we have already discussed. That's why I was we were focusing more and more time on this module B. That was the only reason. Like we have approval route and direct route and foreign currency ECB and INR ECB. And yesterday or day before that, we practiced a number of questions. This is something which is very, very important one for all of you. So like when it comes to the ECB in foreign currency and Indian rupee, so description of a currency are any freely convertible foreign currency, ठीक है, like USD, Australian dollar, euro or आपका pound and all, as per RBI basically, and it is in Indian rupee. Instrument type, it can be in the form of like any Indian company, they can raise foreign currency denominated ECB in the form of your आपका bank loan. It can be floating fixed rate, it can be a bond or a trade credit beyond 3 years, आप FC foreign currency convertible bonds, and financial lease. In case of same, these are basically same. The only thing is currency is get changed. Eligible borrowers, all entities who all are eligible for the FDI, so they are further following the entities like Port Trust, Unit, SEZ, आपका SIDB and Exim, all entities eligible to raise foreign currency ECB. This registered entities engaged in microfinance activities, registered not for profit companies and government NGO, आपका non-government organization. Recognize lenders who can lend money, ठीक है, so foreign institutionals, आपका like IMF or any other any individual or foreign institution after the your KCC, sorry, KYC and due diligence compliances and all, so they are eligible for this particular one. Minimum average maturity period is very important one, okay? It can be asked in the form of case study or in case of the application question, okay? And you have to remember all these particular one, okay? And please do practice this particular one again and again as much as you can, okay? So because this is definitely going to help you in your upcoming examination, okay? One question at least you can expect based on this particular one. So like 1 year aapka, which is generally for the manufacturing companies up to 50 million US dollar, again 50 million US dollar or equivalents from the foreign equity holders. This is the condition. In general, the minimum average maturity period is 3 years. The limit is 750 million US dollar. In case of startup, it is 3 years and the limit is 3 million US dollar. Okay? And capital purpose, general corporate purpose, repayment of rupee loan, ECB, raise for working capital purpose or this again. So 5 years आपका, sorry, capital purpose, ECB raise from the foreign, ECB, this is the B आपका, B start from here. ECB raise from foreign equity partners for these particular purposes 5 years, and working capital purpose it is आपका 10 years. That is the one. And then आपका on lendings by NBFCs, working capital purpose, general corporate purpose, repayment of rupee loan availed domestically for capital expenditure 7 years, and then on lendings by NBFC for same purpose, ECB raise for repayment of rupee loan 10 years. For purpose other than expenditure on lending NBFCs and all, again 10 years and all. So these are the years. These classification, and we have discussed one question or two application based question around this particular in yesterday's class also. And once like I have done the like that, even in your mock test also there was 2-3 question around this particular one. So please do take care about this one. Okay. अच्छा, okay, it is around the Naidu sir answer आपका, ठीक है? No, they won't increase the level. How much they'll increase the level, ठीक है? But what I am expecting from IIBF na, BFM it will be moderate level, but the next two paper आपका, especially ABFM and your BRBL. Now IIBF, like toward the BFM they have a like for all the subject of the CAIIB, they have some sort of mindset कि they are going to test all the conceptual part of the paper आपका, ठीक है? So it is completely application driven or case studies and numerical, ठीक है? And the only thing is, if you good in concept na, or if at least you have gone through the concept once na, you will be able to manage things and all. Okay? The concept is basically that is the key for this particular examination nowadays. Without concept, it is very tough. Then change of currency of borrowers. This was the previous one. So change of currency of ECB from one freely convertible currency to any other convertible foreign currency as well as INR is freely permitted. First thing. In case of change for change of currency from INR to any freely convertible foreign currency is not permitted. Okay? So see the difference. These are very yesterday we practiced one question around these particular things in from our module A itself. Okay? So in if it is in foreign currency, you can easily convert that particular one into INR or any other freely convertible currency. But if it is in, if you have raised your क्या कहते हैं ECB in INR, so it is not permitted. You cannot convert that particular one in some other currencies and all. Okay? If that is the motive, you can directly raise funds in that particular one. Why we are raising funds in this particular one? So we can like sometime like that masala bond and also because they generally provide some sort of strength to the domestic currency. Otherwise, like if you are converting after raising that funds, there is no use of that particular one. Correct है? चलो, so entities आपका these are the same which we have discussed in our module A itself. ठीक है, so you just please go through these one. ठीक है, GDR आपका now these are the areas. ठीक है, sorry, GDR आपका global depository receipt to convert into specific number of equity shares and all. ठीक है, this also we have discussed. There is one point Indian IDR also. These are the subtopics which we have already discussed. Okay? So you can have one readings, and if you face any issue now, just take a screenshot of the page and just you can directly send me on the Telegram itself. Okay? So I'll definitely get back to you. So these are the prohibited areas, prohibited sectors. Sorry, ECB proceed cannot be utilized. Okay? So there is one point. Let's say if any company who is raising funds through the ECB, so they cannot use that particular money in these many businesses like real estate activities, investment in capital market, equity market, working capital. They can use this. We have discussed earlier also. Okay? Working capital purpose or आपका general corporate purpose or repayment of rupee loan. They cannot use these particular one, but they can if they have a foreign equity partners. If they have some foreign equity partners in their company, so these can be used for the general corporate purposes also, or these are repayment of rupee loan and others. Trade credits. So trade credits, when it comes to the trade credit, so here we have foreign currency denominated trade credits and INR denominated trade credits. So these are the two categories. So form a trade credit, form of trade credits, buyer credit and supplier credit. I hope you remember buyers and supplier credit. Buyer credit is something, it is as simple as a term loan taken by an importer from any Indian bank. Supplier credit is basically where for that particular transaction, the money is generally landed by the supplier's bank. Okay? So that is a supplier credit. Okay? So eligible borrowers, person resident in India acting as an importer, amount under the automatic route up to 150 million US dollar per import for oil, gas, refining, marketing, shipping and airline companies. For others up to 50 million US dollar or equivalent. For in general it is 50 million US dollar trade credit limit, but in case of आपका oil, gas, refining and marketing, airline and shipping companies, it is 150 million US dollar. Recognized lenders for supplier credit, suppliers of good located outside India. Buyers credit आपका bank, financial institutions or foreign equity holders located outside India and financial institution in IFSC. Period of trade credit आपका ठीक है, the trade credit renew for the date of shipments shall be 3 years for import of capital goods. For import of capital good, it is 3 years. For non-capital goods, it is up to 1 year, or operating cycle, whichever is less. Okay, if operating cycle is 6 months, it is आपका 6 month only. All in cost आपका ठीक है, so it is 350 plus. Usually it is 450. All in cost when it comes to the ECB, it is 450, but here it is 350. And in case of INR denominated, it is आपका 250 basis plus आपका spread. Exchange rate, exchange of currency of foreign currency denominated trade credit into INR can be at exchange rate prevailing on the date of the agreement between parties concerned for such change, or at exchange rate which is less than the rate prevailing on the date of agreements. It is generally based on the parties itself, but in another case आपका for conversion to rupee, exchange rate shall be rate prevailing on the date of settlement. Okay? That value date we will consider. Okay? Hedging provision आपका, the entities raising trade credit are required follow the guidelines for hedging, if any, issued by the concerned sectorial or prudential regulators in respect of the foreign currency exposures. In case of your INR denominator, the overseas investor are eligible to hedge their exposure in rupee through a permitted derivative product with authorized dealers, category 1 bank in India only. Okay? So these are some areas. Again, this is trade credit wala portion is also very important. It get asked many times. So please do remember those feature or statements aapka, which is correct or incorrect area. So that will help you. Which of the following statement with regard to foreign investment regulation under FEMA are correct? So what will be your correct answer? Quickly guys, quickly. Now without any further delay, we have to start, we have to practice things and all. So what will be your correct answer for this particular one? Investment by NRI in chit fund even on non-repatriation basis in prohibited. No, this is wrong now आपका. So NRI and OCIs they can invest in chit funds but based on the non-repatriation. So this statement is wrong. So they are for like NRI investment we have two categories. आपका repatriation and non-repatriation. So they can invest in chit funds. Even OCIs also invest in chit funds on non-repatriation basis, right? So that make this a statement wrong. Statement 2 आपका, any FII registered under 1995 SEBI regulation is deemed to be an FPI until the expiry of 3 years from 2014. True. FDI in India, FDI in an unlisted Indian company is permitted if investor is a resident outside India. That is also allowed here. Foreign portfolio investment cannot exceed 10% of paid up equity capital of a listed company. Citizen of Bangladesh can invest in Indian real estate business with it is mentioned आपका without RBI approval. So prior approval from government of India is must in that particular case. So this is wrong. So 2, 3, 4. So 2, 3, 4 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Okay, Santosh sir, very good evening. A very good evening to all of you guys. So statement 1 was incorrect. NRI and OCI they can invest in chit funds basically on the basis of non-repatriation. Statement 5 आपका citizen of Bangladesh require prior approval from government of India. So that is the one. Next one. Quickly go through everyone guys. Now it is the time. अब तो आंसर करना ही पड़ेगा. ठीक है. अब हमारे पास ज्यादा ऑप्शन नहीं है. You do not have much time. ठीक है. So like you'll get another mock test. Mock test C आपका I just coming before this particular session. ठीक है. तो इस सेशन से जस्ट पहले मॉड्यूल सी का जो 110 क्वेश्चन का एक मॉक मैंने आपके लिए बनाया है. So that is also live. ठीक है. Now you can practice that particular one also. A, B and C is already available. D I'll make and I'll provide tomorrow before 1 p.m. आपका. That is, and because evening I'll be giving you another full length mock test for your examination. ठीक है. Yes, Gopal Krishnan sir, very good evening. चलो next question guys. What will be your correct answer? Global Venture Limited, Singapore-based investment firm, is planning to channel funds into India across multiple sectors in 25-26. They are evaluating the following proposals and have approached you for a regulatory advice under FEMA and applicable RBI guidelines. So these are the areas. So possible fall within the prohibited sectors activities for foreign investment under under FEMA regulation. So proposal fall within the prohibited sectors or activities for foreign investment. So you have to find out that particular one. So what will be your correct answer? So okay, Rukmani, all mock key also. अच्छा, mock key is remaining for some areas ना. ठीक है. हाँ, I'll try. Actually that content वाला part I have to ask the content people first. ठीक है. Because sometime what happened, there is something going on. ठीक है. So I'll let you know about that particular one also. ठीक है. but I'll share at least the explanation part or the answer part for those particular one. Okay, and even like that is, if you go to the see more now, so you'll see the answer also. Okay, you can with the mock itself you will be able to access the answers also, right? Chalo. So acquire 100% equity in an Indian private company, engage in organizing lottery scheme, prohibited. Subscribe 40% equity capital in a startup, involved in AI casino gambling, आपका prohibited. Invest 25 crore in registered chit funds in Tamil Nadu on a repatriable basis, prohibited. Purchase equity shares in Nidhi company, आपका prohibited. ठीक है. Set up joint ventures with an Indian firm to develop luxury farmhouse agriculture, prohibited. Enter into a licensing agreement with tobacco manufacturer, prohibited. All these are prohibited. Okay? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B will be right answer for this particular one. Okay? So these all sectors are prohibited as per the FEMA regulation. ठीक है, तो इनमें से किसी में भी आपका जो FDI का लिमिट है वो आपका अलाउड नहीं है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वन गाइस. Which of the following statement regarding global depository receipt GDR are correct? ठीक है, रुक्मिनी मैम just remind me this particular one. I'll share by tomorrow 12 p.m. ठीक है, for all the 4 modules आपका as well as the full length mock test. ठीक है, no worries. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन गाइस, अगला क्वेश्चन. GDR के संबंध में आपका कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है? ठीक है, ग्लोबल depository receipt, what is GDR and all, application rules and all, everything we have discussed during the concept classes. For module D आपका, I'll recommend, I was watching that particular one, so that is completely in bilingual and 70-80% is English, so please do watch that particular one. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा guys आपका, what will be your correct answer for this particular one? So GDR are negotiable instruments, true, denominated in foreign currency and traded in overseas market, majorly in Luxembourg stock exchange आपका. ठीक है, the underlying equity shares of GDR are held on overseas depository and dividends are paid GDR holders in foreign currency. Now the statement 2 is wrong here. When it comes to the dividend, it is get paid in INR आपका. ठीक है, this is wrong. So statement 3, the issuance of GDR increase the equity base of a issuing company and does not negatively impact the debt to equity ratio. Under the limited two-way fungibility schemes, GDR can be reissued to the extent of one that has been redeemed and sold in the domestic market. Unlike ADR, which are traded only on US market, follow GAAP, GDR can be traded multiple overseas market and follow broader disclosure norms. Okay? So 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5 means option A should be right answer for this particular. Why you guys are not answering? Very simple question, guys. We have already discussed the concept of this particular one. Okay? Chalo, agla question, next one. Which identify the following statement correct about the ECB framework. Tomorrow 10 p.m. we will be discussing only case studies. So I'll be suggesting to all of you guys, please do revise everything before that particular one. Okay? So 10 to 12 I'll take your time and we will be discussing unit wise case studies. Okay? Every case study we are already discussing these particular case studies, but one session आपका for the revision purpose, so that will help you in your upcoming examination also. Correct है? चलो अगला question guys, ECB framework. So which of the following statement is correct? आपका ECB framework. So what will be your correct answer? So ECB can be raised by port trust and unit in SEZ, special economic zone, even if they are not eligible to receive FDI. True. All-in cost ceiling for foreign currency ECB raised under the new benchmark is no, it is आपका how much? It is 500 आपका plus 500 again. So 500 basis point again. ECB proceed cannot be used for real estate activities and equity investment आपका 100% true again. ECB for general corporate purpose with minimum average maturity period of 10 years can be raised from foreign equity holders. No. ठीक है, foreign equity holders it is आपका how many years? 7 years. ठीक है, I guess. ECB liability equity ratio is 7:1 is not applicable if the ECB exposure is below 5 million US dollar. This is also true. Okay. So 135 means A should be right answer for this particular one. Correct? Is A will be right answer for this particular one. And this was how many years? 5 years आपका. ठीक है? Not 7 years, it is 5 years. Correct? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next one. Which of the following statement are true in the context of trade credit for importers into India? Trade credits of importers into India. So what will be your correct answer? Easy question है, आसान question है, बताइए. ठीक है. So exchange rate for converting foreign currency trade credit into INR trade credit can be lower than prevailing rate if the lender agrees. True. Recognized lender for suppliers credit include Indian export. No, it exclude the, basically in case of supplier credit, basically the lender is from outside India. So this will be wrong. Okay. Borrowers raising foreign currency trade credit must follow sectorial hedging guidelines and board approve risk management policy. True. So 1 in 3. 1 in 3 means आपका again option A will be right answer for this one. Only suppliers located outside India are recognized lenders for the suppliers credit, right? So option A will be right answer for this one. Quickly go through the next question, guys. Next question on your screen. Please quickly go through and read out and try to answer. So which of the following statement regarding the rupee denominated bonds issued overseas by banks as per RBI guidelines are true? So what will be your correct answer? Yes, try everyone. Why today where all went today? सब लोग आपका like I hope people are revising now. ठीक है. I'm late somewhere somehow. ठीक है. चलो, no worries. They can watch in the later one also, and those who are live just practice and participate. ठीक है. So bank are permitted to issue your rupee denominated bonds for financing infrastructure and affordable housing. Rupee denominated bonds can qualify for inclusion as additional tier 1 and tier 2 capital under Basel 3 norms आपका. ठीक है, which is also allowed. ठीक है, 100% true. The eligible amount for PDIs in foreign currency is lower of 1.5% of risk weight asset of total tier 1. It should be higher आपका. ठीक है, not lower आपका, it should be higher. Higher of tier 1 capital. ठीक है, this is wrong. The issuance of RDBs is excluded from the overall limit of FPI investment in corporate bonds आपका. Again true. ठीक है, bank can issue up to 100% of eligible amount in RDBs in foreign currency and rupee overseas. ठीक है, it is not 100%. It is how much आपका? It should be less than equal to 49%. ठीक है, not greater than आपका 49%. So 124 means C should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? So आपका yes. Statement 3, eligible amount is higher, not lower आपका. ठीक है? And the statement 5, only up to 59% of eligible amount can be issued in foreign currency or आपका RDBs overseas, not the 100%. ठीक है?